Bro, imagine you 60 years old and you sitting up here trying to put your meat in a shorty who can't even buy alcohol. You daydreaming about some Le Portier and she thinking about beatbox and buzzballs. Le Portier? Le Portier? Le Shannon Sharpe, man. I ain't mad. I'm just disappointed. He just too old to be getting caught up in stuff like this. Be calling himself coaching the young cats on how they should go about their relationships and to watch out for these young girls. Clowning Donnell Rollins about his 23-year age gap. And you getting sued by a girl 36 years younger than you for $50 million. Huh? Monique and Cat Williams both warned you, but you did not take heed. I suppose it was too late by that time. You was already in too deep. But even if you had heard it before, you would not have cared.
I want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Dating. What advice? If somebody, if a group of women were in here and it's like, come on, they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
If you don't know what happened, Shannon Sharpe met this girl named Gabriella Zuniga at a gym. She's an OnlyFans whore. She was 20 years old at the time, according to the lawsuit that was filed. She's being represented by Tony Busby. Red flag for sure. But they met, she gave him her number, and they started messing with each other. Shannon Sharpe was 54 at the time of all this too. So we got 20 years old and 54 years old. According to the file complaint, it was all consensual at the beginning and it quickly turned abusive, controlling, manipulative, all that, eventually getting up to the point of rape. I'll link the complaint in the description so you can read the whole thing for yourself. Now, Shannon is crazy, and I didn't say he too old for this. He is potentially in his last quarter of life, and he getting wrapped up in drama like this. Usually when old cats get caught up for essay, grape, all that stuff is usually from an incident that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago. You started this whole thing in 2023? And this is the time where every celebrity business is getting exposed, bruh. And you ain't think to move a little bit smarter, even just in the slightest bit? Nigga, what? Hey, no hate, she a whore and he nasty, but look at her. Dog, you risking 50 million for that? Average snow bunny. And them yams is not yamming. Maybe if she was some real fine shit, it'd be like, oh, I understand. But no, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Gabriella got phone calls that's being chopped up and released like Vlad TV interviews. She got an SEX tape apparently, but Shannon says that it is heavily edited and does not show the full context of the encounter. Shannon out here dropping text messages that just make him look terrible. And to be completely honest, if this is a real shakedown, which I kind of think it is, I don't care, because Shannon, you're stupid. We gonna listen to the phone calls and we gonna read the text messages. I do not have the tape. I don't want the tape. And even if it was released, YouTube would not allow me to show that anyway. So we're not going to be looking at that because nobody has it. Many people have already seen and heard all of this already. So I don't even need to do this, but we're gonna do it.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
You need to leave.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
What is that? Now, Shannon's whole defense has been that they role play and they got these funny games they be playing with each other. And this is negating the fact that these phone calls and just the cadence they're speaking in, all types of stuff, it seems very inorganic. This could be what the girl is trying to paint this out to be. Shannon is out there trying to choke her and she don't want to be choked, yada, yada, yada. Or Shannon can be in character right now and mistaking her trying to set him up for being in character. This could have definitely been the way they've been communicating with each other all along. That does not change the fact that Shannon is retarded for thinking somebody like him, who is as famous as he is, who has the money that he does, would get on a phone call with anybody and use language like this. Why was he not scared to lose it all? Almost 60 years old and you playing a game like a rookie. It makes my head hurt. Here's the second clip they dropped and it is equally as hard to listen to. It honestly just sounds like the same phone call that they're chopping up and releasing with no context.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do with the shit you did to me.
Ooh, it stink. Big black man chokes small white woman. How could you be excited with that in the back of your brain? You living out fantasies of fucking and abusing a slave master's wife. And this girl sound like she almost trying to warn you. That's not a good look, Shannon. How you even get excited talking to somebody and they tone is just, ugh. Oh, so you're coming to LA whatever fucking day, she said. Well, I don't want to be choked. I might choke you in public.
Are you fool?
None of that sounded funny to you? Now, I'm personally under the impression that these phone calls are edited. Notice in that last clip though, he was clearly under the impression that they were having a little role play session, playing a little game or whatever. I feel like that's obvious. This is what they do. Weird as hell in my opinion, but I think that's what it is. She had him in deep, bruh, and he really thought it was a game. I guess she was playing chess, but you see what I mean. Still no excuse for him not being able to see this from a mile away. Let's get into these text messages now. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. I know you miss this big juicy ass. $25K for each cheek. For one, $50K for washboard ass? Shannon is a sucker just based on the fact that she felt comfortable even saying something like this. 2, red flag, bro. She don't care about you, you old coot. You bred it up, dog. This is business and business only. And 3, is this not proof of solicitation? Apparently at the time of that $25K for each cheek text, they both lived in Nevada, and in some areas prostitution is legal, but we don't know exactly where she was. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I want to put my tongue in your dookie domain and then marry you. That's my daddy. Fuck. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ. Too many flags on the plate. Baby gravy. What? You almost 60 years old, bruh. You entertaining girls using terms like baby gravy? I see what you're trying to do. It may work, it may not work. Either way, bruh, we looking at you crazy. What kind of freaky deaky mess y'all got going on where she comfortable saying she want to put her tongue in your dookie hole? Tripping. How you go from fighting gay allegations to getting sued for $50 million by a young girl who say she want baby gravy and she want to stick her tongue in your dookie hole? And as bad as all that is, especially her wanting to put her mouth where you dookie, she be texting you saying put a big black baby in her? One person's heaven is another person's hell. You got some serious infatuations and traumas if you enjoy this shit, bro. I swear to God. You better crave it because you're gonna be stuck with it for life. Is it a setup? Shannon, man. On a serious note, bro, this man needed therapy and counseling. He has things that he has not dealt with. We have more messages that have been exposed, and one set is especially important. I want to be abused, daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. The other part about Shannon's defense is that a lot of their interaction was initiated by her and she was all with it. You can see by those messages sent by Gabriella, this was the nature of their relationship. They role played. They did all that freaky weird shit. And you know what? It's not weird to be into that with somebody. Talking about big black man, big black baby and all that stuff. That's goofy, no matter how you look at it. But role playing is not inherently goofy. It's just not smart when you're doing it with an Onlyfans whore who only cares about money. I know she's young and that's been a whole nother debate too. He's gross for being with a 20-year-old girl when he was 54 up until he was 56. And I agree wholeheartedly. But on the other side of that, she is just the girl that sell her coochie. I don't know. I recognize two faults. This next set of messages directly correlates with an incident detailed in the lawsuit. January 2025, Sharpe sexually assaults and grapes plaintiff, ignoring her screams and refusing to wear a condom. On January 2nd, 2025, Sharpe told plaintiff he wanted to see her. Sharpe persisted and reminded plaintiff that he had a combined Christmas and birthday gift to give to her, as he previously promised her a gift. She ultimately allowed him to come over to her apartment. She regrets that decision. Once inside her apartment, Sharpe began undressing. Plaintiff firmly stated multiple times that they would not have sex without protection, demanding that he wear a condom. She knew that in the past he refused to ever use condoms and believed that her demand would stop him from wanting to have sex with her. But although he refused to wear a condom, he still insisted on sex. She tried to resist him. She screamed. She had already expressed concerns for her safety, knowing that he had been involved with other women, increasing the risk of transmitting a disease. The more she begged, Sharpe became more aggressive and made it clear he would not wear a condom and he was going to have his way with her. Sharpe grabbed her, pulling her around and positioning her to perform oral sex, which lasted roughly 2 minutes. Then Sharpe repositioned her and roughly forced himself inside her. Plaintiff never stopped demanding and begging that he stop or put a condom on. Sharpe ignored her. As soon as he penetrated her, plaintiff screamed and sobbed. Her cries for help did nothing to stop Sharpe. The assault lasted roughly 10 minutes, ending only when Sharpe ejaculated inside her. Plaintiff cried and begged repeatedly for him to stop. Plaintiff left Nevada after the assault. This next set of messages, y'all. This is the only thing that gives me doubts about this not being a shakedown. These texts were apparently sent January 2nd, 2025, the same day that the alleged grape happened. But I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my ass, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this. Shannon responded to Gabriella saying, "Can I call you later?" That does not look good at all. I wish we can see an actual thread of messages, but we can't. All we have is this. Going based off of this, man, it looks terrible. Could also be out of context too. Who knows? But I don't even want to think about it or try and debate it because what's in front of me, it's hard. It was announced that Shannon was going to be signing a $100 million podcast deal. Who knows if that's even in the air anymore with this becoming public. He has also stepped down from ESPN, but I'm pretty sure he's going to keep doing Nightcap and possibly Club Shay Shay. Either way though, this has great potential to kill his income even if he wins. Having something like this tied to your name, tied to your company, tied to a broadcast network, whatever, terrible look. Now, there's been talk going on about how he tried to settle this privately for $10 million. But some people are still under the belief that settlements equal an admission of guilt. They say a person who's really innocent wouldn't try and settle. They would take it to court, yada, yada, yada. Not when you are worth tens of millions of dollars, possibly even hundreds of millions of dollars, and you have opportunities coming your way. The worst thing that can possibly happen is an incident like this going public, which it did. He was expected to sign a $100 million contract. If he could get away with settling for 10, that's almost nothing. He has 90 out of this contract, not including the money that he already has. And it's all a private matter. No information about it gets out to this extent, at least. Now, this has gone public. $50 million is half of 100, so a lot more money is at risk. And this is a terrible look and will be a terrible strike on his name. If I was a dumbass and got caught up in something like this, I would try and settle too. It makes complete sense. The biggest things I take away from this is really the stupidity of it all. Shannon has multiple children, all of them 10 years older than this girl, Gabriella Zuniga. People have warned him. He's warned other people about the dangers of messing with these girls who do not care about anything but money. He's clowned people for their relationships that they have, and whole time he's just projecting because he's living the exact same life. These text messages with these fetishes and talking about babies and black babies, big black man chokes white woman, all this extra stuff. It sounds bizarre and it's not new, really. We all knew that Shannon was a freaky frog. It's just crazy to see all this play out. Legally, Gabriella was an adult when they met. From a morality standpoint, and honestly, even just like a standpoint of practicality, I don't know how he thought engaging in a relationship with her was a good idea. I'm still leaning on the side of this being a shakedown in a sense. At the same time, no, I ain't mad. These dudes stupid. She did what she had to do, and she did it pretty well. At this moment, I don't think he deserves to lose all his money. I'm not there yet, but I do 100% think he deserves the headache that comes with proving his innocence. Because why yo old ass? I've heard Shannon Sharpe talk about why he don't have a wife, why he never got married, and the whole thing is about money. Who loves him for him or the fame and the money? He's on the opposite side of that spectrum, and it seems like he's gonna do more damage than if he would have just had a wife holding on to his arm. I'm not feeling this. In my opinion, ideally, you'd want to find somebody that you can be with for the rest of your life while you young. I know a lot of that is wishful thinking. It does not work out for a whole lot of people. But ideally, it seems more beneficial to get somebody while you're young, build that trust factor up, build that real love for each other. A lot of people stress having all your stuff together before you settle down in a relationship, but you do have the option to support each other through the progression of your individual lives. And for me, that just seems like the best way to get the biggest ROI. Let me know what you think about the situation though. Is Gabriella going to win? Is Shannon going to win? Do you think he's going to sign that $100 million contract? If you want to talk about whether or not it was cool for him to be messing with a 20-year-old while he was 54, have at it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all, and I'm out.